You take pride in yourself for being the richest starting nation in this game. So you start spamming that develop city button, cause why not? You start doing this until your potato PC starts screaming.
Oh shit, not good.
And then your computer f***s itself inside out, and the globe just disappears. You absolutely love covering up public scandals, but eventually everyone found out and you are forced to resign from your office. You also spend a lot of money on developing whatever the f*** this kind of infrastructure is. And then you start coming up with the reasons on why you need a piece of Europe. And then you start to get into all sorts of dirty arguments with the European country that actually needs it. Oh, and I forgot to mention this, you also set your taxation law to maximum.
Nice.
And then you start constructing a 2-layer Mexican wall for extra security. Okay, by the way, to the European part. So you just justify war on the country because who cares, you're the United States of America. So you start spreading democracy, the American way. But then your stability starts to drop. Also the American way. Then it starts dropping even lower. And then shit start to get real. It got too real that you have to make your pro gamer move. You fight with your blood and sweat in order to just pick this country before someone else. You then start to make steel and motor factory because you need all those tractors for something very secret later on. You also start the construction of your autobahn because you believe that the efficiency of the army is based on the quality of the logistical system. After all that, you start to get into an argument with the Czech Republic because you think that they rightfully belong to Das Vaterland. And then you start building troops because you need it for the later liberation of Österreich. And then you start to incorporate the territory of Österreich into Deutschland because, well, they're the same thing. So as usual, you started the construction of schwere Panzerschwabwagen 7,5 cm Sonderkraft Versorgungsweite Wehrpanzerabwehrkanonenwagen. Jesus Christ, whoever created the German language, I love you.
A few moments later.
And now with everything ready, you started to use the schwere Panzerschwabwagen in order to invade the Czech Republic in a blink of an eye. And then you just sit there in the chat watching the Czech Republic cry while you're laughing like a German. Click play, and now you're officially playing as the Russian Federation. You cannot wait to form the glorious Sovietsky Soyuz. So you start building infrastructure in the western part of your country while your eastern parts look something like this. You don't give a shit about importing resources because the backyard of your country literally have everything that this game have to offer. But on the other hand, you have to remember cities named like Petrovsk, Zabaikalsky. However, one city stands out to you. But unfortunately, you cannot move the capital here. Why? Because if I do so, the Комитет государственной безопасности are gonna send me to this summer camp called the Gulag.
Welcome to the Gulag. If you survive, you earn your freedom.
And then you start placing troops on their western border, scaring the shit out of your neighbors.
Oh shit, not good.
And then you start to find a way to And then you start declaring war on your western neighbor one by one until you eventually annex the territory of the old Soviet Union, and you're proud of that. You're very proud of that. And then you start to go into a UN debate with China over who rightfully controls Kazakhstan. But then you can hear the boss music playing in the background. Before you know it, tens of million lives has been lost, but who cares, quantity over quality.
Many months later.
But then you do the pro gamer move also. Ohayo gozaimasu. Nihon ga daisuki desu. Nihon o futarabi subarashi mono ni suru. Both Korea rightfully belong to the land of the rising sun, therefore we must acquire it by force if necessary. By the order of the emperor, you start organizing your army, in preparation for your glorious expansion. And now your stability is dropping at a rate faster than Japanese carriers sunk by American bombers during the Battle of Midway. But who cares? IJ and Yamato's 460mm cannon can blast K-pop into pieces in a blink of an eye, so we won. Speaking about navy, Japan is not Japan without its navy, but once I start building a few ships, my oil reserve go down like...
Many months later.
But you continue your imperialist expansion in the name of the rising sun. Until you eventually got into an argument with the United States over who owned the Philippines. But before you know it... And then the US told you to look at the ocean, so you did. But then holy f*** that! And then your navy just got skull f***ed by the entire American Navy and gone in a blink of an eye.
A few inches later.
And then 4 million freedom people started to land on your beach in the north.
Oh shit, not good.
And then these bombers came in like a locust and then just started bombing the shit out of your homeland. But luckily they didn't brought fat man and little boy in to bomb. Next thing you know, your whole country turned into a big pit of barbecue like Georgia in 1864. But then the Americans started retreating because your whole country turned into a brrrr machine.